Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our University Malaya Toastmaster Club 364 meeting. First of all, I would like to brief about the rules when joining this meeting. Next slide. By attending this meeting, you are agreed to the privacy policy of Toastmaster International as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information, such as name, image, and any share message may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded and may be used in the future as the club sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharge Toastmaster International and University Malaya Toastmaster Club from all claims, demands, rights, crises, damage, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use of distribution of said video recording or photo image, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, and defamation. For joining this meeting, please have your video switched on throughout the meeting as one of the means of interaction with other participants. Second, please keep your mic on mute when you are not speaking. And last, this meeting will be recorded for archive purpose. With that, I will pass this stage to our presiding officer, Jane, Innovative Planning Level 1, our president of UN Toastmaster Club for opening address.
Thank you, Zoom Master, for the introduction. Next slide, please. Okay, so the theme for today's meeting is Voyages and Vistas, which basically means about holiday. So talking about my holiday experience, for this semester break, I didn't go anywhere except Sunway Lagoon, where I went there few days ago. Yes, Sunway Lagoon again. you might be curious. Won't it be too repetitive, like every day go Sunway Lagoon? Not sian meh? It's okay lah, somehow lah, but this time when I go, I found out that for Sunway Lagoon pass holder, I can play another game where I don't know before that. Do you know that for normal entry, we can actually go to the paintball shooting, where I don't know that we can do so. Until then, my brother told me that, oh, actually we can go. Why not we go try play? It's quite a new experience, I would say, but I can't hit the target, to be honest. And yeah, that's about my holiday in Sunway Lagoon. Next slide, please. And for today's meeting, we have 3 of our external role players, which would be firstly Oli, Dynamic Leadership 2, Vice President of Education of Mhd Toastmaster Club as our General Evaluator. Oli, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, thanks, Jane. Hi, everyone. My name is Oli. So I'm a member of 2 clubs. One is Mhd Toastmaster Club. Another one is Elite Toastmaster Club. Very honored to be here to be the general evaluators for today's meeting. I look forward to hearing from all of you all. Back to you, Jane.
Thank you, Oli. Next, may I invite Presentation Mastery 1, Nalifa, the President of Shining Toastmasters Club, as one of our speech evaluators today, to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. So I'm very excited to be here, and I can see that this club is actually quite seasoned, over 300 meetings. Our club, we're in our second term, so it's less than 20 meetings, but things are going quite well, and this is the first time that I am in an external meeting, so very excited to be here again, and excited for this meeting. Thank you for having me, Jane.
Thank you, Nalifa. And last but not least, Mhd Ridwan, Persuasive Influence 2, Vice President of membership from Utah Toastmasters Club as one of our speaker today. Do you want to introduce a bit about yourself and maybe your club as well?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Mhd Ridwan, and I'm the Vice President membership of Utah Toastmasters Club. So Utah Toastmasters Club is a club that is, we can say it's quite new because it was chartered 12 years ago. And in fact, this month is our club's anniversary. So I would like to invite everyone, if you're free, please do join us on 14th of September for our club meeting. As we are celebrating the creation of Utah Toastmasters Club. That is all from me. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Ridwan. Next slide. Samuel. Okay. So I will now pass the stage to our Toastmasters of the evening, Samuel. Samuel, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Jane, for passing the stage to me. So today is theme. It's on the Voyages and Vistas. So we're going on a travel. So let me be your tour guide for this evening and take you on a tour to this evening's short 2-hour session by putting on first my tour guide's attire. So I noticed that we have some of us have even wore some floral. So it suits the theme. And let's start our adventure. So our first stop is to first understand the history of how Toastmasters began. As you can see, this is our founder, Dr. Ralph Chestnut Smedley. Toastmasters was founded in 22nd October 1924. And it was at the YMCA in Santa Ana, California, United States. So this was the reason for organizing the Toastmasters, which is to learn how to speak, to conduct meetings, plan programs, and to work on committees. And you can see the history of and achievement of the Toastmasters is a worldwide network club. It serves more than 282,000 members in 144 countries through more than 14,700 member clubs. So this helps everyone to build up the confidence, competence in communication, leadership, and event planning. So these are the core values of Toastmasters International, which is short for RISE: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. So the founder of our club, UMTMC, is by Mr. Vincent Hall, VTM. It was in 2001 to 2003 when MISA was promoting the ISA professional course to universities and college. Vincent Hall was asked to help in objective to promote Toastmasters movement. And approximately 4 years were spent in following up with the university officials through the tenures of 2 terms to vice chancellors of UM. So then this was Chitra, the Center of Industrial Training and Relations was appointed to organize the Toastmasters Club and to encourage UM students to improve their speaking skills. This was led by Prof. Ma Rohaini and Dr. Stephanie Pillai. And it was started by the Faculty of Languages and Linguistics to start the Toastmasters International Club of University Malaya. So Mid Valley Toastmasters and the MISA Toastmasters came to help to conduct demo meeting. And so it started in 2007, April the 18th, at the Faculty of Language and Linguistics, the Dewan Persidangan. And 1 year later, we switched to University Malaya Toastmasters Club. And so how this evening's journey will go just 3 parts, which is we'll start with the first part of table topics, where members and guests will be given the chance to share or were given a topic to go for impromptu speeches for 1 to 2 minutes. And after that, we will be followed by a prepared speech that members have been preparing they had prepared before, and that now they are here to present their effort and also their work. And today's speeches will be presented by Syami, Zhi Jun, and Ridwan. And after that, The third part and the final part of this evening will be evaluation of the speakers. Okay, so as for bringing you on board for our journey this evening, I would like to introduce to you our flight attendants who will be assisting us to conduct this program smoothly. So we will start off with our grammarian, will be Ming. May I invite the grammarian to speak of his role? Yeah, Ming, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ming, and it's been a pleasure to become a grammarian for today. Sorry for the wobbly background for the moment because my computer just acting up today. So what is the role of the grammarian first and foremost? Is basically to listen and being an English teacher for everyone here. So for any good sounding words, idiomatic phrases, and rhetorical devices will be acknowledged and recorded and will be presented in my grammarian's report later on. Likewise, I will take note of any grammatical mistakes. And hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Oh, I thought there's some static going around here. So speaking of grammatical errors and grammatical mistakes, that will be also noted, and I will provide necessary corrections if necessary. Same goes for pronunciation errors as well. So the word of the day is voyage. So basically, voyage is the word that is a theme of this meeting. So it's a noun. So probably most of you guys heard the phrase bon voyage. What it means by bon voyage is basically a safe journey. And as for the actual meaning of this, sorry, because I really need to get hold of my details here. My goodness, that's what happened when my phone is acting out. I mean, my computer is acting out. Hold on, yeah. Hold on a sec, sorry. I didn't expect this to happen. So allow me to read out the official definition of voyage. Voyage. So the voyage is a noun itself. What it means is a long journey to a distant or unknown place, especially over water or through outer space. So example sentence will be, her voyage to Antarctica was a dream come true, allowing her to witness breathtaking landscapes and wildlife. The second example sentence will be, he was a young sailor at his first sea voyage. Just to add on, you also use the word bon voyage as a way to do so. I hope the Vice President Education will agree with me on this point. So not necessarily had to be over the water. I hope everyone, be it audiences or speakers or all the role players involved, will use this word as often as possible. And back to you, Toastmaster, this evening.
Thank you, Grammarian Ming, for the introduction. And now I would like to invite the second flight attendant for the evening, Koon Yeat, who will be our R counter for this evening. Over to you, Koon Yeat.
Hey, thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. I'm the second flight attendant. The purpose of the R counter is to note the words and sound used as a crush and pause fillers by any speakers during the speech. And I will record each speech crush and pause fillers by each speakers and present it after the meetings. That's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Koon Yeat, for the introduction. And lastly, I will have my third flight attendant for this evening, which is Jane. Over to you, Jane.
So hi everyone, my role here is the timer where I will time your speeches and I will show green, yellow and red background and overtime background, but I can't do it now because this is an automatic one. As you can see, there's the timing here. Okay, and yeah, that's all my role about. I will time your speeches. Back to you. Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Jane. And finally, our last crew member, who is none other than our General Evaluator, Oli Lim. Over to you to introduce your role.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, for bringing me out. Very handsome flight attendants there. All right, so my role as a general evaluator is basically to look into the whole proceedings of the meetings and take helm of the third and the last segments of the evaluations, and I'll bring you through the voyage of learning in the last sessions. So I'll speak to you again at my session, and back to you, TME.
Okay, thank you, Oli, for the introduction as well. All right, and without further ado, as we are about to embark on a voyage, I would like to now hand over the stage to Joshua, who is our table topic master, and he'll be also doing his level 3 active listening this evening. And Joshua, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Samuel. Allow me to share my screen.
I'll stop for a while because Joshua is doing level 3 acting listening. So may I invite Joshua's evaluator, Ikhtifar, to read out the purpose statement?
Hi Joshua, since you're doing level 3 active listening, the purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate his ability to listen to what other people say. Back to you, Samuel.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ikhtifar. And now I'll pass it to the table topic master of this evening, Joshua. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Samuel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your table topics master speaking. Welcome to our Voyages and Vistas cruises with the word of the day, voyage. I hope you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey that we're about to experience. So here we go. Firstly, I'd like to mention a few rules regarding table topics. So table topics is an impromptu speech. It is open to everyone to try. You are free to express your ideas, but refrain from discussing sensitive ideas such as politics, religion, violence, and etc. Speakers are encouraged to open their cameras when giving the speech. As for the timing of the lights, green, when 1 minute strikes, the timer will show the green background. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, yellow background, 2 minutes and beyond, the red background. So for today, here are the offered topics. May I get a volunteer?
I want to volunteer.
Okay, Ming Kang wants to volunteer. So Ming Kang, where would you like to travel? Would you like to go to the Maldives or the Mediterranean, Langkawi, perhaps Japan?
I would like to go Thailand. Just kidding.
Thailand.
I choose Japan.
Japan, okay. Japan. So your topic is that memorable trip. That memorable trip, Ming Kang.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following speech might put you into disgusting mood because I'm going to share like a disgusting story. So if you're eating, please stop. You don't drink water. Just sit back and listen to my speech. Danish, thank you. Okay, there was this moment a few years ago. I was going on a trip with my uncle to Koh Lipe. It's an island in Thailand. We were there. We went for island hopping. And you know what happened? Thailand is famous for its tom yum, right? So we had tom yum meal by meal. Each meal we had tom yum. Some with coconut milk, some with santan, and some with extra chili sauce. Not chili sauce, the chili itself. And that day, day 3, we were going for island hopping. You know island hopping, you hop on the boat and you go on without looking for any toilets, right? I was looking for a toilet because I was having a stomachache. And you guess what happened to my stomach? The tom yum. Too much of tom yum caused me stomachache. I have no options then. I can't. It's very serious. I could tell you that I really wanted to do it. I had no choice. My uncle was like, you know what? Since that thing is it's not that light, why not you just go in water and do it? I did. I went in the water while people were snorkeling. I did. You know what? That thing didn't go down. It came up. I was like, oh my god, holy toot! I stopped and I went on to the boat, crying my face all over the island hopping. Finally, I did 50% in the water. The other 50% I did on an island using leaves and some other things. So that was I think the most memorable trip I could ever think of. Thank you. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you, Ming Kang, for giving a new twist to the topic, that memorable trip. Hopefully next time when you go on a trip, try not to have too much of spicy food before traveling, or else you have to experience that again. But good job to your topic. Now may I get a next volunteer to present a topic? Since we have already been to Japan, perhaps we can go to somewhere that has a sea, for example, like Maldives. Anyone would like to try the Maldives? Anyone wants to volunteer? Perhaps.
I'll volunteer.
Okay, Ridwan. So, Ridwan, which place would you like to visit? Maldives, Langkawi, or the Mediterranean?
I would choose Maldives.
Maldives. Okay. So your topic is, what is the best thing to do on the beach? What is the best thing to do on the beach? Ridwan, over to you.
I think the best thing to do on the beach is to spend time with the loved ones. When you are at the beach and you're playing by the seaside, there is a saying that it's actually like more of a theory that says that we human need to at least take a look at water at least once a day. Because if we do not look at water once a day, our brain is programmed to have this perception that we are going through something difficult. It's just a saying. I'm not sure if it's scientifically proven, but I choose to believe it. Because when I'm at the beach, I would rather be spending time with my family. I would rather be spending time with my siblings, running around, playing with the sand, running to the water. And in fact, I am from Seremban, and Seremban is just 35 to 40 minutes away from Port Dickson. We have this thing in our family where we always go, not say always, but almost every week. During the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, we will go to Port Dickson, which is 35 to 40 minutes away, and we're gonna have dinner there. And then right after dinner, we're gonna have this long walk by the seaside. And that is why I think it is very memorable to me, and I connect deeply to this topic, because that is what I would rather do at the beach. I think that is all from me. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Ridwan. Indeed, walking beside the beach after having dinner is the best thing to do, especially when especially when there's a sunset happening. I believe the beach will be very beautiful. And I'm also from Seremban too. All right. May I have the next speaker who would like to travel to Langkawi, or perhaps you would like to try the Mediterranean? May I have the next volunteer, please?
I try to go to Langkawi.
Okay, Zhi Jun, you want to go to Langkawi. All right. So your topic at Langkawi is, what is important? People you're traveling with or the destination? What is important? People you're traveling with or the destination? Over to you, Zhi Jun.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. What is important with the people I'm traveling with? First of all, for me, I will choose either. The first choice for me is family, because like I'm the person likes to having the gathering time with my family, and my parents also like to go around the world and see the different scenery and different culture. So first, I think I will travel with my family, and the important is you travel with the person you like. And if not, for me, I hope that I will travel with the person who knows how to lead, because I'm the person who bad in navigation and bad in seeing the direction, and I even bad in recognizing which is left, which is right. So I hope that there's someone to lead me to go to the direction. And second, what is important about the destination? Just one simple thing. Where you like to go, then go. If you like to see the natural things, then perhaps you can go to the reserve park or the national park. If you like to see about the historical things, you can go to the historical place, like in Malaysia, it's like Malacca, the Heights, or like China, Xi'an, or Loyang, there's more historical place and buildings. So depends on who you like, then you go with who. Where you like to go, then you just go. That's all from me. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zhi Jun. Indeed, we have traveling with people that we like and people who can lead us is definitely important, or else we will get missing on our way to the places that we want to go. It can be a historical site, a beach, or nature. So a good job to Toastmaster Zhi Jun.
Can extend the time to 8:35.
Oh, sure. All right. May I have the next volunteer? Perhaps if you would like to continue our journey to the Mediterranean, we can continue with the Mediterranean.
I'd like to go to the Mediterranean, please.
Okay, sure. So, Meng, your topic is travel is the healthiest addiction. Travel is the healthiest addiction. Meng, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joshua, for this lovely topic. Travel is the healthiest addiction. So, I'm one of few people who loves traveling, but I will have a problem, which is that I don't have enough money to do so. So of course I'm not like, and I don't like the idea of digging my parents' wallet and getting my parents to fund for my trip and so on. So sometimes I always cherish the moments when I go traveling, especially when I was given a chance, like going to a funded trip to Vietnam last year. So indeed, that reconnects me to the time when I was traveling, when I was studying in the UK a few years back. So what I like about traveling is that you do a lot of exploration yourself. You get to see people around the world. You get to engage with those. You get to admire with the architectural buildings. For instance, what I saw in the French quarters in Hanoi last year, it was that there was a significant influence from the French. Obviously, they colonized Vietnam. similarly, we also see some interesting architectural structures built by the Vietnamese. They like to build big halls, and some of the structures do look eerily like the ones we see in China, or even some Chinese temples in Malaysia, which kind of reminds us that Vietnamese throughout its history, they were colonized by China back then. I think it's Ming Dynasty, if I recall correctly. It gives us a glimpse to understand the culturally, and also allow us to see a part of the world which we never seen before. Like, for instance, what we see in Malaysia, our background here is totally different from what we've seen in Vietnam, and same goes to in Britain, and so on and so on. That is what I like about traveling, and indeed it is an addiction to me, because even though I may not have the money to travel, but I find it is quite healthy, because it helps us to have an open mind to see the world and understand people from a different point of view, especially even towards those who are around us. As everyone starts out from somewhere, and everyone has walked on a different path from there to us, from me as well. So in conclusion, I believe it's a good addiction, and of course, spend wisely and don't go overboard with it. Back to you, Toastmaster Joshua.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meng. I agree that traveling allows us to open our minds and our eyes as well, to see people of different culture, their architectures, especially their history, which we can compare with our own country and leave a lasting memory in ourselves. So thank you to Toastmaster Meng. Now that we have finished traveling to all 4 destinations, I believe that we are feeling a little bit tired. So here I have 2 types of room offered to anyone who would like to try and stay there for perhaps one topic. We have the basic suite room, which is simple and easy. We also have the deluxe suite room, which allows you to experience the full table topics. So may I get a volunteer who would like to try out any one of these rooms? Anyone would like to try?
Probably, can I give it a try?
Oh, sure, General Evaluator Oli.
Yeah.
So would you like to have the
Let's
basic,
go with the basic one, please.
the basic one? All right. So your topic is laze in hotel room or explore around? Laze in hotel room or explore around? Over to you.
Now, thank you to Table Topic Masters for bringing this topic around. Laze in hotel room or explore around? Now, this question surrounds where you travel, and it really depends on the place where you travel. You see, I am a parent with 2 kids, and if I were to tell you straight out, it's my best comfort if I'm able to just station my 2 kids in a room and they can just play by all themselves. That would equals to my final resting destinations where I can really relax and enjoy my travel holidays. But at another side, you think about that, if you did not really explore around, if you did not really see the world, how can you say that you have traveled? And off recently, I've drove a whole 10 hours trip down to Hat Yai over last weekend. And what do I find is that, traveling, it's not about the place where you go. It's not about the things that you see, but it's more importantly, it is who you be together during the trips. Now, the trip can be as simple as having a 10 hours journey driving. But yet, the whole voyage of traveling, riding in the car, stopping at a pit stop, that creates a lot of memories. It's not just creating memories with you, or it also extends to the kids for my purposes. Now, if you said laze in the hotel room or explore around, I put back to you, where do we go in the first place? And if we choose to relax, you can laze in a hotel room, but if you choose for adventures, bring them and explore around. You may have a different stories to tell. And that's back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, General Evaluator Oli, for trying out our basic suite room. Indeed, it depends on where we go. If, say, we had a very stressful day in work, perhaps what we want to do is just to laze in a hotel room to feel relaxed. Like in Toastmaster Oli's case, he wants to put his two kids where they can play around and he can relax in his room. That is laze in the hotel room option. But we can't say we travel unless we explore around. So I do agree with his statement in his topic. And I believe that is it for our table topics session. As I think the time is already 8:36. So I think we should move on to our next session. So thank you all for trying out the table topics question. I shall pass the floor back to our Toastmaster evening, Samuel.
Right. Thank you, table topic master Joshua, for the beautiful slides with very beautiful pictures as well. Right. So it's now time for us to select the best table topic speaker. I believe the chat box you can see thank you, Zoom Master, for the Slido. Can log into Slido/UMTMC sli.do/UMTMC and vote for the best speaker. Best table topic speaker, sorry. All right. Is it okay? Okay, thank you, Zhi Jun.
Wait for
So-
a minute. I think there's three more. Should have three more votes. Okay. I think can end the poll.
Okay, thank you, Zhi Jun. So right now we will have a short break. We'll see you in 5 minutes, which is 8:45.
Before the break,
All right.
let us
So
take
yeah.
before the break, let us take a group photo.
All right.
Let us
So
take
yeah.
before the break, let us take a group
Can
photo.
I invite everyone to
Maybe
turn
you
on
can.
their camera? Can I invite everyone to
So Jeffrey
turn
will
on
take the
their
photo.
camera?
So
Okay,
Jeffrey
this
will
one
take
is
the
the
photo.
formal one. Okay,
Alright.
this
In
one is
three,
the formal one.
2,
1.
in 3, 2, 1.
Wait, let me check the quality. Okay, one more freestyle. Okay, one more freestyle. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay. So welcome back to this voyage that we are about to continue, the second part of this evening. whereby this is the prepared speech section. When you sign up as a Toastmasters, there are 11 paths and 5 core competencies and 5 levels that members can undergo to practice the speeches. So this includes public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, confidence. And today, we'll be having our first speaker, Zhi Jun, who will be doing her level 2 effective body language. May I invite her evaluator to... Oh, it's the evaluator.
Hi, it's me.
Okay, yes. The Ming Kang to
Okay.
come and state the purpose statement. Over to
All right,
you.
thank you, Samuel. To Zhi Jun, you're doing a project effective body language. So this purpose is for you to deliver a speech with awareness of using vocal variety and body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how you use non-verbal communications to deliver this speech. All the best to your voyage, and back to Samuel.
Okay, thank you, Ming Kang. So, Zhi Jun, the topic for your evening is a restless cadet camp. A restless cadet camp, Zhi Jun.
First of all, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Fellow Toastmaster, what is your most memorable thing that happened in your secondary school? You may comment. You may open your mic to comment as I can't see the chat.
Doctor, come to Chongling.
Come to Chongling, okay.
Matches.
Marches. I hate marching, sorry. Okay, I shall resume my meeting. I shall resume my speech. For me, I was active in co-curricular activities in my secondary school, especially in my uniform unit, which is St. John Ambulance. 5 years ago, I attended a 8-day, 7-night National Cadet Camp held by St. John Ambulance of Malaysia at PLKN Ayaka Road, which is at Malacca. Besides attending the camp, we, the Form 3 students, 5 years ago I'm Form 3, also represent our state to attend the National First Aid competition on the second last day of the camp. Due to the rules, the team must consist of 4 members and mixed genders, and we are from girls' school. So we collaborate with the boys from a boys' school and have a 2-week intensive training at the headquarters. And total 2 teams represent Penang State to attend this competition. Besides, there are also some Form 2 and Form 1 members who join this camp and act as our supporters. As Malacca is far from us, we travel there 1 day before the camp started. We use half of day to voyage from the headquarters to Malacca City and have a half-day trip to visit the A Famosa, State Heights, Christchurch, and having the chicken rice balls as dinner. At night, we reach the campsite and take the time to train our first aid, our marching for the competition at a gazebo behind the dome. This camp was very tiring to me. First, they introduced this game and all participants shall join in this game throughout the meeting. Each participant was given a pouch and an egg, and all participants must wear the pouch and put the egg inside the pouch. Throughout the camp, whenever you go to the forest or go to the heritage site, you have to wear this pouch and make sure the egg does not broken. If broken, then whole team will be punished. So it first tiring that when you walk, it's very tired to run from A to B side, and you have to make sure your egg does not broken and not make your team members to suffer with you the punishment. Second, we woke up at 5 a.m. and slept at midnight. During the camp, we attend the proficiency course like navigation and some first aid, even though cooking. We explore in the forest and play treasure hunt throughout the Malacca Heritage City we run the Rose City and prepare for a dance performance to perform on the last line. For our team, we perform the Kung Fu Yoga, but due to time constraint, I won't present my dance at here. And one morning, there are some few participants late to the assembly, and the officers are mad and punish all of us to do the full pumping outside under the hot scorching sun, and of course, don't have this watch. And during the pumping, when we get punished, the officials scold us that remember that you are a team. You work together, celebrate together, and suffer together. After this incident, we learn to be teamwork and remind our teammates when they make a mistake. The most excited and adventurous event is Skytrack. It was the first and only time for me during this 20 years to experience Skytrack. Before gliding in the forest, we have to wear the helmet and the safety equipment. At first, I wear the helmet, I wear the safety equipment. I was very nervous and scared that I will fall down from the rope and bye-bye to the world. But afterwards, I feel excited to glide and see the picturesque scenery in the forest. Until that, I light up the queue 1 and 2 and 3 times just to glide to the same road to see the scenery of the forest. The night before the competition, something happened to me. I have a fever due to the tight schedule and caught on rain during the treasure hunt at the Malacca Heritage City. As December is the rain season, and there's many rains throughout the camp too. That night, the other participants prepare for the next day competition, and I rest in the room. But not only rest, I help my teammates to iron the uniform. When I want to open the switch of the iron, and I put on the hot iron onto my uniform, suddenly black smoke come out. What happened? My shirt broke a hole. I switched off the iron immediately and found a sewing kit from my friend's bag and to seal the hole. And this time, I fainted. When I woke up, I saw my sealed uniform beside my leg. My juniors sealed it to me, and that time, my friend fed me the medicine and the water. That time, I feel that although the war camp is very tiring, but I feel the warmness from my friends and my juniors. The camp has also almost reached the end. However, I did not miss the competition, although I not fully recovered from the fever. After waiting anxiously in the room, before waiting our turn, we sit at the room and waiting for our turn to the helper to call us to inside for the team case and the nursing case and the individual case. After that, we managed to complete all the first aid successfully. Despite the interlude that happened before competition, we still managed to get second place in the nursing section and third place of the oral section. There are still many interesting things that happened during the camp, but due to time constraint, I only have 7 minutes to share the incidents. I'll say it's tiring, but also memorable to me. The sweats and tears in the camp turned into splashes of colors and added to my secondary school life. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Zhi Jun, for the experience sharing of your voyage. Indeed, it was a very grueling experience, but you still won in the end. So, thank you. And now I would like to invite our second speaker this evening, who is Mhd Ridwan. And he will be doing level 3, Understanding Conflict Resolution. I would like to invite his evaluator to read the purpose statement.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samuel. Thank you, Toastmaster Samuel. The second speech will be delivered by Ridwan, and the purpose statement is The purpose of this project is for the member to develop or enhance his or her understanding of the steps and strategies to address conflict. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience learning about and or resolving conflict. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Naly. So, Mhd Ridwan, the trust, Mhd Ridwan. Over to you.
Conflict. Conflict is something that will happen to everyone at least once in a lifetime. Conflict can happen between children and parents. Conflict can happen between siblings. Conflict can also happen between best friends. And the most known to everyone that conflict tend to happen between colleagues. Therefore, it is important for us to know how to handle conflict properly. I, myself, have had a fair share of conflicts in my life. In fact, when I first became a VPM, I had a conflict between the VPE, the president, and myself. So today, I'm going to talk about the 10 steps that I took to resolve this conflict. Step number 1 is to recognize the conflict. Acknowledge that there is a conflict or issue that needs addressing. Sometimes conflicts can be very subtle. However, buildup of these subtle conflicts can cause major damage. So, it is essential to identify them early. Step number 2 is to take a step back and gather information. Before jumping into conclusion, take a moment to calm down and gain perspective. This is what I did when facing my president and my VPE. Emotions can cloud our judgment. Try to approach the situation with a clear mind. Collect all relevant information about the conflict. This includes understanding the perspective, interests, and concerns of all parties involved. Step number 3 is to choose the right time and place. I selected a suitable time and a private location to address this conflict. I ensured that all parties are available and willing to participate in this discussion. Step number 4 is to have an open communication. I initiated a conversation with my VPE and the president. I start by expressing them my willingness to resolve this conflict and my commitment to a positive outcome. Step number 5 is to have active listening. I encourage my president and my VPE to share their perspectives and concerns. I listen to them actively without interrupting, and I try to understand their viewpoints totally. Step number 6 that I took is to express my own perspective after listening to them. I shared my thoughts, feelings, and concerns about this conflict, and I used the I statements to avoid blaming or accusing others. Step number 7 is to identify the common ground that I had between myself, the VPE, and the president. And we found that our goal is the same, which is to bring the club to a better future. I looked for areas of agreement and shared interests among my VP and my president. I identified common ground that can help build a foundation for resolution. Step number 8 that I took is to negotiate and compromise. I was prepared to make concessions and compromises to find a resolution that all parties can agree on. I negotiated in good faith with them. I told my VPE and my president that I am here to work with them and not against them. Step number 9 that I took is to learn and grow. After the conflict is resolved, I took the opportunity to reflect on what can be learned from this experience. I use it as a chance for personal and organizational growth. I took this opportunity to look back on how I can be a better leader, because it is not easy dealing with conflict. It is painful because you are going to tell the people that you would want to work with them. However, we are not on the same boat. Can you agree with me? And I shall agree with you. If you can extend me the same courtesy, so will I. The last but not least, to prevent future conflicts, I put measures in place to reduce the likelihood of the similar conflicts in the future. This might include me improving my communication, my setting clear expectations, or even implementing conflict resolutions training towards myself. I remember that addressing conflict can be emotionally draining, and it may take time. However, it is a step that I am willing to take in order to ensure that I can work with people. It is a step that I am willing to take to make sure that I can be a better leader in the future. Last but not least, this will help us to have a smooth voyage. This can ensure that our organization will not crumble, because together we can move mountains. That is all from me. Bon voyage.
Thank you, Ridwan, for sharing with us your 10 steps to manage conflict. Next, our third and final speaker of this evening is Syami, and she will be doing a level 1. I'd like to invite her evaluator, Kenneth, to read the purpose statement.
Okay, hello, Syami. So the purpose of this project is for you to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback on the second speech. So you have recorded your evaluation notes on the first speech, and you can apply it on this second speech. And the purpose of this speech is also for you to demonstrate that you have applied the feedback received from your first speech, you apply it, you improve it onto your speech currently. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kenneth. Let's welcome Syami. She will be presenting You Are What You Think. You Are What You Think. Syami, over to you.
Good evening, esteemed members and respected guests of Toastmasters Club. I believe that each one of us present in this meeting tonight shares a same aspiration, a burning desire to become a better communicator. We want to improve our communication skill. We are all strive to become the best version of ourselves, a confident speaker, a good presenter, an excellent communicator. But many times we find ourselves held back by this tiny little ant in our head, a negative self-talk. Like some of you, me too, I experience self-doubt and hesitation when it comes to delivering my speech. And this personal journey that what makes the theme of my speech today. Title, You Are What You Think. I've learned something mind-blowing, that life is sucks. If you think that life is sucks, life is bad. If you think that life is bad, and life is good if you think that life is good. And also, life is beautiful and magical only if you think and believe that life is beautiful and magical, because you are what you think. Your thought shapes your reality. Our thoughts, our words, the way we talk to ourselves, and what we believe will shape your reality. So, we are all Toastmasters, me and you. Now I want all of us to picture this. Picture that we are standing in front of an audience, heart pounding, palms sweaty, and the negative ends start to creep in our mind, tell us that you will stumble on your words. You are not good enough. You will never be a good speaker. So what do? We try and learn to handle them and manage them by reframing our thoughts, rephrasing from a negative self-talk to a positive affirmation. We embark a remarkable journey, a remarkable voyage from self-doubt to self-assurance. For example, you start to think that I can do this. I will fail. Everyone will laugh at me. And we can reframe it by saying, I have prepared my speech. And what I know is I will do my best and engage with audience. Another situation. Let's say you are a new member of the Toastmaster Club and about to deliver a first speech. The negative self-talk may sound like, I am new here. Everyone will laugh at me. I will embarrass myself in front of everyone because I'm not a good speaker. We reframe it by saying, I may be new, but I have a unique story to share, and this is a supportive club. I believe that my members will support and cheer on me as I take my first step to become a speaker. Or you want to deliver your speech and you start to think, the ends start to whisper, I am not good and advanced as other speakers. They are all better than me. How do we frame it? We say, I may not be as seasoned as others, but I have valuable content to share and I will do my best. Or you want to take a leadership role in the club and you said, I am not a natural leader. I will make mistakes. Nobody will respect me. And we can reframe this thought with positive affirmation by saying that I can learn from this experience to become a good leader, and my members will appreciate my effort for the club. We are what we think. All these thoughts hold tremendous power from ourselves. These ends sometimes can hold us back from realizing our full potential. So, let's fill in our mind with positivity, practice, and support each other to become a fearless and confident speaker. Together, we can conquer our public speaking fears, and become an exceptional communicators we all were meant to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Syami, for sharing with us how we can reframe our thoughts and become a better speaker. Now, let us vote for the best project speaker.
There are still 3 votes. Maybe one more vote. Okay, the vote has ended. Thank you everyone for the voting.
Okay, and with that, I will conclude the project speech session. Thank you to all the speakers for the effort for today's presentation. Now, the evaluation session will be hosted by General Evaluator Oli Lim, and Oli Lim, the stage is yours.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, for bringing me out to the third part of today's session. So what we have gone through, let's look back. We have gone through a very interesting table topic sessions. We have gone through 3 prepared speech, and it's time for the evaluations. Now, there's one great man saying that always kept in my mind, that the biggest room in the universe is the room for improvement. And that is, I quoted from our one of the Toastmasters, which is Ming Kang's mentor. Yeah, so Ming Kang's mentor just happened to be at our sessions, and that is one great words that I quoted from him. And in Toastmasters setting, we are all here to learn. And the very first step of learning is to understand where we are, understand how we communicate. And in Toastmaster sessions, we always evaluate to encourage, evaluate to improve. And that is all we are going to hear from our next batch of evaluators. And without further ado, let me bring out the first evaluators for today. Our first evaluators for today, it's none other than Toastmaster Jefri, who is going to be evaluating all our table topic speakers. And with that, may I invite Jefri to take on the stage, the virtual stage, to give his evaluations on the table topic. Jefri, please.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, for the introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here is my table topics evaluation for this meeting. Our first speaker, Ming Kang, the topic that was given to him was that memorable trip as Ming Kang picked Japan. As our immediate past president, if you all don't know that he's having his internship in Thailand, and the 2 things that I like about his speech was that it was very humorous because he shared the mishap that happened while island hopping, that I'm pretty sure every one of us don't want to experience that nightmare. And as a result, I find that it was quite amusing and enjoyable because there was an element of humor in it. The second thing I enjoyed about his speech was the use of a first-person perspective, because he shared his experience and used the I statements, such as when he and his uncle went on an island hopping trip. And that's why I felt that the speech was quite personalized, and felt that I was listening to him one-on-one while talking to each other. And the point of improvement that I want to suggest for Ming Kang is that I think what's the improvement? I think you can give us a conclusion or a lesson to be learned, which becomes the main point of the story. Like, what are you trying to tell us after describing that embarrassing story that you have experienced? And all in all, I enjoyed that your speech because it was humorous and it was quite, you share your vulnerabilities, and also point of improvement is to give us like a lesson learned from that activity. Our second speaker was, I think it was Ridwan or Zhi Jun, I'm not sure. I think it was Zhi Jun. Yeah, I think so. And the first
Ridwan.
two Ridwan, okay, sorry, thank you. Okay. The what I like about his speech was that it was short, but then it was comprehensive. Some speakers that it was too short, but then we didn't know like what's the overall story. It took like 1 minute 49 seconds, that as I've been told by Jane. And the second thing I like about his speech was that he answered the question straight away. What is the best thing to do on the beach, which is to spend time with the loved ones. And that is a good example of how you can start a table topic speech. And one point of improvement, I think you can describe a little bit more, because you had another 41 to 45 minutes to wrap up the speech, or even give some more examples of what else to do on the beach aside from walking with your relatives. And for our third speaker, Meng, he picked Mediterranean, hence the speech was relating to traveling is the healthiest addiction. First thing I like about his speech was sharing the experience where he went to Vietnam, when he studied in the UK, and it made us like want to go on a trip. And the second thing I like about his speech was that he shared his weaknesses, which is not enough money, which we all can relate. And the point of improvement for Meng is that I recommend for in the future speech, instead of saying not enough money, you can say no budget. Because I believe that whenever we say we don't have money so many times, right, in the end, we really got no money. So I think it's better to say no budget or cost constraint rather than not enough money. And for our last speaker, Toastmaster Oli Lim, laze in hotel room or explore around. What I like about his speech was that he shared his experience as a parent, and he compared the benefits of laze in a hotel room or explore around. And another thing is that he had pauses, which enhance his speech. And the point of improvement that I want to suggest to you is, yeah, maybe you can give more examples, because like I really like want to know more about your opinions. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Jefri, for giving his valuable insights. I will save my evaluations on Evaluator towards the end. And next up, let us bring to the stage to evaluate our table topic masters evaluations, Toastmaster Ikhtifar, who will be evaluating Joshua. Toastmaster Ikhtifar, please.
Thank you, Oli, for the kind introduction. So tonight, Joshua, his project is a bit different from others, where he has to practice active listening. And I think he really excel at listening actively. Okay, back to the story of active listening, right? So there's a few stages of listening. Number one is where you listen but you ignore. Number two, you listen but you pretend to listen. And number three, active listening, which is the project tonight. And also there's one more level above it, which is empathic listening. So tonight, I think Joshua really nails the empathetic listening, because he's able to relate the stories that the speakers gave to his own life and also his own story. As you can see that after he finished after the speakers have finished the topics given, he has comments that relates to his own life and how he recaps again what the speakers have told us earlier. One thing I like what Joshua did was his slides was marvelous, where he gave the 4 places, Japan, Langkawi, Maldives, and Mediterranean. And also when the speakers were talking, he refreshes the speakers with another slide where he gave the title on the screen. So the speakers, right, could focus on the title given to them more easily. Because sometimes, right, when you do table topics, they always say that, Oli, this is your topic, Oli. And then over the time when people were elaborating on a topic, they forgot about it. So at least Joshua did extra mile where he put the slides, the topics, the titles on the slides, which was marvelous and nice. One thing I like to push Joshua is to have more topics so that the speakers have more choices on their topics. And I think that's all for my evaluation of tonight. He really did a marvelous job, so I can't say anything much. So back to you, Oli.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Ikhtifar, for sharing your great insights pertaining to how Joshua conduct the table topics. Next on, we're going to move forward to our evaluators for our first speakers, who is going to be Ming Kang, who is evaluating Toastmasters Zhi Jun. May I invite Ming Kang to the stage, please?
Sure. Thanks, Oli. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my evaluation to our first project speaker, Zhi Jun. Just as Zhi Jun has shared with us her experience to Malacca and a camp, I will now share my tips and comments for you to improve your voyaging journey and experience in Toastmasters. Starting off with the main topic, the main thing of the project, which is hand gestures. As a friend, I do know that Zhi Jun has using a lot of hand gestures in her daily life, but in this case, she has purposefully crafted gestures to suit different purposes. I'll give some examples that I recorded. At least there are a lot more, but this is what I recorded. Eating chicken rice, balls, the campsite, the pumping. Yeah, those are the good ones that I've seen throughout your speeches. And of course, these hand gestures is also a double sword to Zhi Jun's speech. As you notice, she likes to use the praying gestures for anything else, which I find it sometimes a bit unnecessary, that you could have perhaps used another gestures, or even not using gestures at all for some of the speeches, some of the parts in the speech. Praying gestures sometimes could mean not something else that doesn't really fit in the part where you're speaking. So that's one thing. Second is emotions. I noticed that at one point when you're talking about your friends taking care of you, helping with your shirts, your voice was shaking. I think I could feel that you were a bit emotional, and because this is your story and you've experienced that, so this is a plus point that you're telling true story. I could feel that, and you actually put emotion in it. When it comes to telling a story, one thing that could really put a plus point in a speaker is the use of descriptive language and clever scripting, which I kind of find a bit lacking in your speech. I'll give one example that when you talk about you waking up, seeing your friends giving pills to you, this is one example from me. I woke up seeing my shirt without yesterday's holes. I was surprised. Even more surprising is I saw a hand. That's my friend's hand handling pills to me. Those are the clever scriptings because you are giving a prepared speech, not table topics. I would suggest you to spend more time on scripting before delivering, because this is where the project speech shines, that you can really script it. Not to say memorize everything, but a good script will give you the best 5 to 7 minutes to share your ideas. In conclusions, I have no time. Good hand gestures, sometimes a bit unnecessary. The praying, emotion putting in is good. Even more, you can practice using more descriptive language. And also, yeah, that's all from my evaluations. Thank you. Back to January Evaluator.
All right, thank you, Ming Kang, for your sharings. And next up, I'll be inviting Nalifa, Toastmasters Nalifa, to evaluate the second speakers, who's none other than Toastmasters Ridwan. Toastmaster Naly,
Thank you,
please.
yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator. You can hear my voice, yes?
Yes.
All right. So, I'm evaluating Toastmaster Rilvan and his title, The Trust. Let me start off with the really good things. The introduction was very strong. We started with an explanation of what is conflict, and I really like that you get these examples like conflict between colleagues, conflict between friends, your family. So the audience could really relate to all these conflicts. So the audience was drawn in. Okay, it's like, okay, that's something that I'm also relating to, right? And I noticed that you have used a variety of very good body language. You used your hands very well, you moved around a little bit, you used the screen, you used the stage. So well done on that. Another great thing you did is a very good eye contact. I didn't see that your eyes wandered here or there. Your eyes was focused. I know this is online, but it was very well done. Your words were slow and very well articulated, which was very nice. I think you have scripted it quite well, very good use of language as well. Taking a look at the body of the speech. So you have explained, I think, 9 steps of conflict resolution. And it was a conflict about the Toastmasters Club, your Toastmasters Club. And in every step, you gave a brief explanation of what you did. But I think I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe we don't want to go into all the details of what happened, who said this, who said that. But I don't know exactly what was the conflict about. There was a conflict in your Toastmasters Club, but I don't know what it was about. But you have explained the steps beautifully, how you're going to resolve the conflict, what steps you took, what happened, everything was briefly explained. But then again, we don't know what caused the conflict. What was the conflict about is what I missed. And the ending was beautiful. You ended with, together we can move mountains. I feel that when you said that you're very genuine and you sincerely care about your club. So very good on that ending. And also to challenge, I would like to challenge you. Perhaps next time you could use a bit more interaction with the audience. For example, when you were explaining the steps, maybe you could do something interactive or just throw something like something in the speech like for example, the resolution. You know how it is when we try to do the resolutions, sometimes it doesn't go away, blah blah blah. So you can give a little bit of explanation, relate to the audience as well. And I wish and I believe that you have a great voyage ahead of you in your Toastmasters Club. Very well done. Over to you, General Evaluator.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster, for sharing the thoughts. And next up, may I invite the last who is gonna evaluate. It's none other than to evaluate Toastmasters. Toastmaster Kenneth, please.
Right, is my voice and is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Toastmaster Syami, congratulations for making your time towards the second evaluation speech. And for your evaluation speech, I will be going to evaluate your second evaluation speech. What are your strengths? First of all, I want to congratulate you because you have applied feedbacks into your speech. You have generated constant eye contact with the camera. Your voice includes more pitch. For example, a low pitch is very rough and coarse voice, whereas a high pitch is and to play with a variety of pitch is very important in a speech, so that the whole speech tone won't sound so monotonous. Besides, you have a very strong call to action. You have said something like, okay, fellow Toastmasters, reframe your mindset and instill more positivity in your life. This strong message targets the audience heart when it is put to the end of the speech. This is known as the call to action. Well done for your hand gestures. When you're indicating ideas, I realize your hand is not moving from the left to the right only. Instead, your hand is like moving from your head to the toe. Your thoughts, you're showing the mind like your thoughts shape your personality. The next strength and the final one is you know how to play with the concept of pictures, concept of visualization. That's why I'm putting pictures in this slide for you or for the audience to visualize the points that I'm saying. We have mentioned this point before, picturing, imagining. You tell the audience to imagine the first moment giving a speech as a first-timer Toastmasters. And unconsciously, we started to really picture, oh, what is the first moment as a first-timer? Oh, what does it look like? How is our feeling? To make your speech better, I've suggested a few points here. First of all is your pacing. I realize your pacing is somehow single, so you may try to add in different pacing in your speech so that it can add more spices and to make your whole speech sound less boring. Okay, for example, I'm saying, same pace, very monotonous, very boring, right? But if what I'm saying, and then you'll be more energetic. Okay, I want to catch your point. This is the importance of pacing. To let the audience become more energetic in your mind and to catch your points. And you can also instill emotions. For example, when you're saying, stumbling, a first timer giving a speech, so nervous, stumbling, you can show your emotions so that the audience can connect the emotions with your points. Lastly, before I end my evaluation, I want to challenge you for your next speech or for your future speeches. Try to include your own anecdote, include your own stories within your speech. It is because research states storytelling impacts more, and storytelling is a technique which is often used in marketing, in sales, to bring more sales, to bring more leads. So maybe in your next speech, try to include short stories to connect with the audience. And that's all from me. I hope my evaluation helps you. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Toastmasters Kenneth, for the infographics and a very eye-opening presentations. I would say it's not just a typical evaluations, and I'll keep my evaluations to you towards the end. With this, we're going to proceed towards the general. We're going to proceed towards our tech team reporting.
Before that, can we vote for the best evaluator?
Oh, okay. All right. May I invite all of you to log into your Slidos and vote for the best evaluators for today. So if you don't have the link is slide.do/umtmc and vote for your best evaluators who give the most encouraging speech, who may give the most nuggets for the evening. All right, and may I just confirm if all the votes came in?
Still need more votes.
All right, we need more votes, guys. Come on, log in and vote for your best evaluators for tonight. And it's none other than, it's going to announce at the end of it, right? All right, while everyone is voting and we're still opening our votes, we are going to move forward to our next slot, which is going to invite the tech team to deliver the tech team report. And first, may I invite Toastmasters Ming to deliver his Grammarian Report. Toastmaster Ming, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for giving me a chance to present my report. Can I share the screen, please? Hey. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. So what is a Grammarian's report? First and foremost is first we would like to talk about how the word of the day and see how well our members here and all the participants here able to apply the word properly. And likewise, we also like to make a good mention of the words and phrases, idioms, and rhetorical devices. And let's start with the word of the day. So for today's meeting, I noticed there are seven speakers make use of the word of the day, with the most being from our Toastmaster evening, Samuel, with 3 times using the word voyage. As for Oli, Joshua, Ridwan, they use the voyage twice. As for Zhi Jun, Ming Kang, and the evaluator Naly Asim, they use the word voyage once respectively. As for the good selection words, phrases, idioms, or rhetorical devices, I will start with Oli, who was a table topic speaker. He used the phrase which is who you'll be together, and also you have different stories to tell, which is quite impactful throughout his table topic speech. As for Ridwan, the second project speaker, he used the word subtle. Emotions can cloud our judgment. Together we can move mountains. That is a very strong phrases indeed. As for Syami, I like this phrase, your thoughts shapes our reality. This is encapsulates her speech perfectly. As for Ikhtifar, as an evaluator for Joshua, he used the word empathic, which means showing an ability to understand and share the feelings of another. As for Kenneth, as an evaluator to a third speaker, he used the word anecdote. Anecdote means a small, amusing, or interesting story about a real incident or person. So I hope you guys use this kind of strong words in your speech, in your future speeches. As for grammatical errors, I have found a few. First is see around the world. The word around is redundant. Just see the world should suffice. Does not broken. It should be does not crack. The egg does not crack. Open the switch is the improper way. Improper use of English. It should be switch it on instead of say open the switch. Just say switch it on. As for my shirt broke a hole, you don't say the shirt broke a hole. You say a part of my shirt is torn or burned. Okay, depending on context. As for the phrase voyaging journey in Toastmasters, that is quite redundant because voyage means journey, so we just use voyage in Toastmasters. As for the last one, is double-edged sword, not double sword, which means it has pros and cons and everything. That's a report. That's all for me. Back to you, General Evaluator.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Ming, for delivering the very detailed grammarian report. May I invite next up the R counter, Toastmaster Koon to deliver the R counter report. Toastmaster Koon, please.
Yeah, let me share my screen first. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, sure. First of all, before I start my report, let us congratulate for Toastmaster Joshua, Syami, Oli Lim, Ikhtifar, Kenneth, and Ming Kang for not making any particulars during their speech. Next, for Toastmaster Zhi Jun, that's 1 3 ers, and 2 repeated words for I. A total count of particular is 6. For Samuel, that's 1 Earth and daughter, that's once. For Mhd Ridwan, that's 1 and daughter also one. For Jefri, there's 1 and 1 daughter 2. For Naly, there's 1 and 4 repeated words I know twice, daughter 6 sorry. Oh yeah, 7. And you means there's 1 once in I and twice is everyone. So daughter 3 in repeated words and daughter is 4. That's all for my R counter report. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Koon for delivering his counter report. And next, and the last tag team, may I invite Jane to deliver her timer report. Toastmaster Jane, please.
Hi. Okay. Let me share my screen first. Okay. Okay, and then next, let me. Okay. Okay. So I will deliver the timers report. So for the Samuel TME takes control. Time allocated is 10 minutes. Time taken 9 minutes 15 seconds. In time. For table topics under table topic segment, Ming Kang as the first TT speaker, he used 2 minutes 15 seconds in time. Ridwan 1 minute 49 seconds in time. Zhi Jun 2 minutes 7 seconds in time. Ming 3 minutes 6 seconds. Overspan 36 seconds. Oli Lim 2 minutes 20 seconds in time. For project speech, the first project speaker 5 to 7 minutes. Zhi Jun, she used 7 minutes 36 seconds in time. Mhd Ridwan 5 to 7 minutes, 6 minutes 49 seconds in time. And Syami 5 to 7 minutes also. She used 6 minutes 10 seconds in time. And under evaluation segment for Jefri TTE, time allocated is 5 to 6 minutes, but he used only 4 minutes 43 seconds, underspent 17 seconds. But maybe it's because not too much table topic speakers for today. And the first for table topic master Ikhtifar, time allocated is 2 to 3 minutes, time taken 2 minutes 5 seconds. Ming Kang, first evaluator, time taken 3 minutes 20 seconds. Naly Asim, time taken 3 minutes 15 seconds in time. And for Kenneth, he used 4 minutes 4 seconds over time for 36 seconds. Ming Grammarian Report uses 3 minutes 12 seconds. Koon uses 1 minute 8 seconds. And for timer report, I use Zhi Jun 2 minutes. Okay, that's all from me. Back to you, General Evaluator.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Jane, for delivering her timer report. And it's now my turn to evaluate the whole meeting proceedings. As you can see, the meeting does not start at 8 o'clock, but I would say that I'm impressed that the meeting starts 1 or 2 days earlier when I saw a group chat being created just for the role players. And if you can see by this, it means that the team is very well prepared to nail for this meeting. How about let's give a round of applause for the ExCo's members and everyone for organizing such a very detailed and in advance meeting. And it's very rare that we see meetings are very well prepared in advance. And that is what I want to kudos to Toastmasters Club for being so organized. And our meetings start right at 8 o'clock on time. That is notwithstanding that there is few persons that already mentioned to the team that they are going to be late, but we're still able to proceed on time. I would like to kudos to our presiding officers, Toastmaster Jane, for delivering her welcoming speech. And by the time Jane started, Jane is already very welcoming in introducing the members as well as the guests to all the parties attended when Jane introduced that, that makes the guests here very well relaxed and settled down and ready to participate very well with the teams together. Right, and thanks Jane for introducing all of us. And next up, we're going to move forward to our Toastmasters of the evening. Well, our Toastmasters of the evenings are all, I mean, all you young chaps are very, very infographics and very graphicals in bringing us through the journey of voyage through the sea. And I truly enjoy all the graphics that you all have shown that already prove that how much efforts that you all put in just organizing a meeting itself. You really try to make it as fun as possible, as enjoyable as possible, and you wanting everyone to be very engaged throughout these sessions. And that it's for you, Toastmaster Samuel, very kudos for bringing us through the voyage, introducing us all the tech team, as well as how the meeting is going to run. Very detailed, very comprehensive, and that makes us all knowing what are we going to expect. And of course, we're going to move forward to our Toastmasters of the evening. This is none other than Toastmasters Joshua. He started off with introducing us very insightful 4 countries where propose to the guests or to the Toastmasters here to take on the challenge. And all the club members are very supportive of each other's, and they already start to volunteer one by one to try out the speech. And that is very good for a club to have this kind of support, where you support each other to grow throughout this journey, and all the topics are very, very relevant to the theme of today of Voyages and Vistas. I myself truly enjoyed the sessions, as well as I believe all other table topic speakers truly enjoyed the mind-intriguing kind of questions that have been posted to all of us. And to be frank, it's very relevant to this time where it's nearby of school holidays, and it's a joy of seasons of holidays all around. All right. Now, one thing that I might just want to challenge Toastmaster Joshua is that instead of posting the questions, who, as in a very generic asking of anybody, perhaps you can just put this as a challenge to other people on how should we say that in a sense that you encourage them by giving them a subtle tips. Who are the brave souls to take on the first challenge, rather than you address the whole flaws? So when you give a challenge to people, when you use a rhetoric word on, rather than trying a table topics to say that who are the brave ones to wanting to take up the challenges, that will give a person a more sweet and tidbits to wanting to challenge themselves, and they will be wanting to volunteer themselves more. All right. And next, we're going to move towards to the table topic sessions. Well, that pass and great intermissions. We are just right on time during the photo sessions, and we move forward to the evaluation sessions. Right, the first evaluators is none other than Jefri. Jefri, I really, really enjoyed how you do your evaluations. You give what you think good. You give your point of improvement. And I especially like the way that you mentioned how I feel. So in communications, it's really not about how the people delivering the speech, but it's how the speech is being received. And you truly give your evaluations by telling the respective speakers of how you feel. And that is very important to know what, from the evaluator perspective, to share with the speakers on how you feel. And that is how they understand whether do they communicate the ideas and the stories well across to other people. And yep. Next one is on evaluators for table topic masters, Ikhtifar, who is evaluating Joshua. Ikhtifar I really like how you bring out the 4 stage of listenings and you zoom in into that Joshua communicate. Joshua's use and active listening towards the empathic listening sessions. I like how you elaborate and share with us your thoughts on how Joshua have already performed during that. That includes using slides and stuff. I would like to challenge you, Ikhtifar, is to at least give a point of improvement, as this is a learning environment. If you have some key takeaway to take away for Joshua to improve or to be better to the next level. And I'm going to move towards the next evaluator, Ming Kang, evaluating Zhi Jun. I like how Ming Kang bring it to the fact that I'm evaluating, sharing the personal experiences on how he already knows Zhi Jun for a very long time, and he's gonna evaluate this on a impartial evaluations to Zhi Jun. I like how Ming Kang shared the examples and how Ming Kang shared the examples and how Zhi Jun can use that examples to improve the speech further. One thing to challenge Ming Kang is, sorry, Ming Kang, I don't have anything to challenge you, although I just mentioned that I need to challenge you. I really like the way that you elaborate further on how the scripting can work towards the benefit of Zhi Jun. And if I were Zhi Jun, I would have some key takes away to improve on my speech moving forward. And I'm going to move forward to the next evaluator, which is Naly, evaluating Ridwan. Naly, I like the command of language that you have. You have a very clear and steady words and tones, and that attracts me to listening to your evaluations. I also like how organized your speech are. You organize them by introduction, body, and how the whole is conclude. One thing that I want to challenge you, you shared a lot of nuggets there, but if you could elaborate why these are important, that would give the recipients on understanding how they can improve and how they can adapt into their next speech. And last one, questions is on Kenneth. Kenneth, that is just a very short time that you have, and you managed to come up with that graphical background of yours. Very detailed evaluations, and I love that very much. You have used, your evaluations is very encouraging, very full of examples, and it's very comprehensive that I totally like. And I have no comments for you. Definitely look forward to your next evaluations. And to our tech team. Just to summarize on the 3 tech teams, all 3 of you are very visual, and I can see that might be due to age gap. Sorry, I'm not that old, but I really love how the tech team use all the visual to demonstrate all the things that they want to deliver. And when you already post your visual there right on the screen, everyone you can bring your audience towards each and every categories that you want to tell them. There's a general comments for tech team. I have nothing to improve on the tech team. One thing that I like on Koon is especially when Koon started by acknowledging the people who have achieved zero repeated words or zero in terms of the R counter side. Once you acknowledge the people would then have more interest to listen to what you say, and that's the trick that you have employed and make people wanting to listen, to look at the report in a more detailed manner. All in all, this has been a very great meeting. I truly enjoyed my time here. I've taken way more than I should be speaking. And with that, I will not waste my time and pass back to the Toastmasters of the evening. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
All right, thank you, General Evaluator, for the detailed feedback. Now we come to the last part of the evening, whereby is the award ceremony. This was the best table topic speaker for last week. And now, who will it be for this week? So drum roll. Ming
Oh.
Kang.
Thank you. That was a surprise.
The boy who pooped in the sea.
Wow. Not again.
Let me
Okay,
see.
so we'll take a picture.
Yeah. Wait,
I will pin your
No, I pinned
photo.
already, no worries. I'll take the picture.
Oh, you do the photo thing. All right, thanks, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Right. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, congratulations. Okay.
Okay, right. Moving on. We will now announce the best speaker. So last week it was Joshua. And this week, who will it be? So may I have the drum roll for the best project speaker? And it goes to Ka-ching, Syami.
Woo!
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, congrats.
Okay. And moving on to the best evaluator of the evening. So last week, it was 2 weeks ago. All right, staying last week. It's Kenneth. So this week, will it still be him again? So, or will it be another evaluator? Shall we have the drum roll for the best evaluator of this evening? The winner is Kenneth.
Again.
If he took part in table topics, he would have won 2 already.
Already. Kenneth is like my cupboard is full of ribbons.
3, 2, 1. Okay,
Kenneth,
congrats.
please finish your pathway.
You have to donate some of your ribbons.
Okay.
Okay, and I'd like to appreciate also the general evaluator, Oli, Toastmaster Oli.
Three, two, 1. Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you. And before I pass the stage to our president, just like to special shout out to Jefri and Zhi Jun for guiding me for this Toastmaster of the evening, for
No
doing the
worries.
search. Yeah, I saw I played okay lah. I saw this homework, but they did a lot of guiding me as well in this process, and it's not easy. I kind of really appreciate all the previous Toastmasters who was able to transition so smoothly. Yeah. And with that, I shall now pass the stage. Congratulations to all the winners. For those of you who didn't win, do not give up. Try again next time. And I will now pass the stage to the president, Jane, for the closing address. Over to you, Toastmaster Jane.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the evening, Samuel. Thank you everyone for staying with us until now. And I want to have a open table to anyone who wanted to make announcements. And so please, if there's anyone that wanted to make announcements or wanted to promote your club, okay, Ridwan, do go.
Yes, I do want to make an announcement that on this upcoming meeting, which is on the 14th of September, Utah Toastmasters Club is having a potluck. Yes, we're having a potluck event. So, are you guys having
No, I'm joining your club on your next meeting.
online?
Yeah,
Me too, me too.
your VP invite me.
Hey, you want to invite us to Kampa, is it?
Come to Kampa, you guys can stay with us.
Serious? Where?
Don't have place to stay.
Wow.
I mean, like, personally, I have like place for people to stay, but I don't know about the rest. But if you guys, let's say, if you guys actually want to come to Kampa, you guys can inform us.
Cool.
Okay, the next meeting, potluck. Thank you, everyone.
Hey,
I
anyone
thought-
else? Yes?
Never mind. I just thought.
Yes, Zhi Jun.
Yeah, for our club, our next meeting is on 27 September, Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m., which is a joint meeting with IMU Toastmaster Club. And one more next meeting is on 16 October. Starting from October, we will have our hybrid meeting, and we are going back to physical. So hope that I can see you guys.
Okay, if no one else, then it's my turn. So Toastmasters Club will be having our International Speech and Evaluation Contest on 10 December 2023. Time is 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It is a fully physical contest where it will take place in Dewan Perdana 4 KPS UM. And for members, why? Okay, can't. And I've sent the Google form for all the members that whether you're interested to be contestant or interested to be a contest officials. Do fill in the Google form and let me know how would you like to be part of it. If you haven't finished level 2, never mind, you just submit your application as a contestant also. I will then discuss with Zhi Jun whether to add on more speech slots so that everyone can finish level 2. Okay. Yes, that's all from me. And anyone else has any announcements to be made? Yes, Oli.
Since everyone's making an announcement, we're going to make an announcement as well. My Toastmasters Club is having a meeting this coming Thursday. It's going to be on Zoom meeting, virtual meeting from 8 to 10 p.m. Anyone who wanted to join, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be very happy to send our link across. All right, thank you.
All right, and that marks the end of our meeting today. I will now officially call this meeting adjourned. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today, and we'll see you next meeting. See you when I see you.